Hi friend, David here from Learn Stage Lighting, and in this video we're going to see how many budget Onyx setups we can put together and approximately how much they all cost. And we're going to base that off of the flagship NX4 console. And the reason why we don't often share pricing in videos is that I want this video to be realistic and to be relevant into the future. And we don't know what's going to happen with inflation, with chip shortage stuff. Hopefully that's all getting better at this point. But just in case it's not, you know, prices always rise into the future, right? That's how things work. The dollar loses value, blah, blah, blah. Over a long scope of history, that happens, okay? It's why, you know, in the 80s or whatever, burgers cost like $1. Now they don't. So what we want to look at here are a number of different setups and configurations, and I don't know how high we're going to go, with Onyx hardware. And the purpose is simple. It's to show you with the new NX1 and the existing Onyx consoles and hardware and PC wings, what combinations can you do together? What do you need to know about each combination in order to make it work in your specific circumstance? Whether will things work? Will they not work? Are there limitations? And then ultimately equip you to build the best Onyx rig for your price. Because in case you didn't know, Onyx was actually used to be named something different, used to be made by another manufacturer, and it was called M Series, which stood for modular. And that's always been the beauty of this system, is you can take pieces and bits from here and here and here, talk about the pros and cons, put them all together, make the system that makes the most sense for you. First, I want to go ahead and I want to look at just the NX1 console by itself. Okay, so in its simplest form, you get the NX1 console. It's a standalone console with 8 universes of output, 10 motorized faders, playback buttons that can also flip back and forth these 10 buttons to these 10 faders. So this is number one. Number two, we can add the NXK, which is a programming keypad. This has all the common programming keys on, same keypad that you get on an NX1, okay, or on an NX2 or NX4 or NX Wing, but it's like a fraction of the cost, okay? So NX1 plus NXK is about, I don't know, 30% of an NX4, something like that, maybe 40%, okay? And you get 8 encoder wheels for programming, which is killer, okay? So you get 4 that are the regular ones that always follow what these are doing, what the encoders on the screen are doing. And then you get 4 additional on the side, which match up on the side of the screen with whatever you assign there, okay? So great combo, still 8 universes of output, 4 DMX ports on the NX1, none on the NXK, okay? Let's add some more. Next, we've got an NXP. This is the Onyx NX P. It's essentially, as you can see here, the same thing as the NX1 from here to here. Actually, literally the same thing. Not literally. So the bass and effects function of the multifunction keys on the NX1, on the NXP, it's just playback or F keys. So it loses that other half, but that's not a big deal. Other than that, motorized, 10 faders, locks right in, and then you go ahead and you connect the NXP via DMX to the NX1. Now, on the back, guys, 4 DMX outputs. Okay, so now with this setup, okay, which is quick math here, about half the cost of an NX4, you now have 20 motorized faders. Say that with me, 20 motorized faders. Oh my goodness. 20 motorized faders. 20 playback buttons that can flip back and forth. These can change pages completely independently of these. Yes, I know this one's not plugged in. Okay. Not only that, but you can arrange this however you want. So these lock together with a magnetic locking system. You may have seen it hit there. Okay, so I can go and I can arrange this so many different ways, right? I can take my NXK, for example, and stick it in the middle. Okay, now we've got left-handed programming, which I'm a lefty, so we're cool with that. Okay, so one screen on the controls, one screen on the consoles, playback's over here. Or I can shove this all the way to the other end of the faders. Or I can shove it to this end. Or I can put the screen in the middle and have 10 faders either way. So that is setup number 3. Okay, number 3 is NX1, P, and K. Now, what if you want a couple more faders? Okay, oh my goodness, right? You want a couple more faders, you want them to work independently, be on their own banks. Well, throw in an NX Touch, okay? Is this number 4? I'm so sorry, we're gonna have to count them. We'll count them on screen. I'll have JP do it while he edits. Thank you, JP, because I don't know how high we're gonna get. This guy has little touch faders with LEDs behind it. We'll go ahead and I'm just gonna take the NXK's plug it in just so we can show you. Okay, boom, touch faders, you touch it, you can see it there, yeah. The fader moves up and down. Is it as good feeling as a motorized fader? No, but it's essentially the same layout of the NX P, okay? Essentially the same layout where you've got yourself 10 faders that can change pages, okay? It's changing pages independently of any other wings, or you can make it match if you want. 10 multifunction playbacks, same as these ones on the NX1. It's just that they're the LED-based fader, which doesn't feel quite as good, and the buttons, which are a little bit, again, cheaper button than the clicky, nice latching buttons on the NX1 and NXP. But the NX Touch is a quarter of the cost of the NXP. Okay, so now we've got a console right here for what? Half the cost, or maybe 55% of their flagship NX4. And we now have 10, 20, 30 sets of motorized faders effectively. Sure, one is the NX Touch, which is cheaper faders. You could just start adding bunches of them. I don't know what the limit is. It's pretty high. And we've got 30 motorized faders, 30 playback buttons that can flip back and forth between the faders, a programming keypad, 8 universes of output, all for like half the cost of an NX4. And I love the NX4, okay? And if I grab that Dell touchscreen that I've got, I stick it here, now I've got a 24-inch touchscreen, okay? Next setup, let's get the NX1 out of here, okay? So I'm on setup, I don't know, 4, 5, 6, 10. Whenever you shut off Onyx consoles, you just plain shut them off, okay? Then they shut off. That's all you do. So we'll unplug this guy and get it out of the way. And so now let's go to PC-based rigs, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and build a PC-based rig with the new hardware, okay? So now we have an NXP and we have an NXK, okay? These friends together are less than the cost of an NX1. And with a laptop, you now have here, I'll get a better side view, you now have here just these two, 10 motorized faders, 10 playback buttons, full programming keypad. It can go either way, left-handed or right-handed, okay? 4 encoder wheels. Yes, they're the smaller encoders, I give you that. They're not quite as nice as the larger ones. Desk lamp port, 4 universes of output, and a 4-universe PC license, and you're ready to rock and roll, okay? So you can actually do, oh my goodness, we're gonna start adding up, you know, this is why I just gave up counting. I thought I'd be able to keep up, but math was not my strong suit. So, the NXP by itself, 4 universes of output, works with the PC, 10 motorized faders. Then we have the NXK by itself, as noted, 4 universes of PC unlocked, okay? No outputs on it, but you can add a 4-universe output with a Netron node, with any ArtNet node, with any Onyx device. There's a lot of options there, okay? Or together, okay? Or we can go ahead and maybe you're like, okay, I love the NXK because I can program really fast and programming is more important to me than playback. Then we just do the NXK, we get rid of the NXP. I know it's still there, but it went away. And we do an NX Touch, okay? We put these two together. Now the DMX out on the Touch and the USB port are on the right here. So I would probably put the keypad on the left, or you just need a little gap like this, or you can put it sideways, okay? Now you've got full program. You can set these to screen encoder mode, set these 4 encoder strips to your main encoder mode. And now you've got 10 faders with pages. Yes, they're the LED based faders. Yes, they're cheaper. They're not as nice. But at the end of the day, at current pricing, you're well under $1,000 or like 1/13 of an NX4 console. Okay? You can do just an NX Touch. We love the NX Touch. We've loved it for years since it came out on the other company. I've had this one since they were like brand new. Okay? It still works. They're still great. They're inexpensive. 10 faders, that same 4 universal license, rock and roll. Okay, let's go back to more PC setups. So now we've got the NX Wing. Okay, this is the first time we brought this in here. We can use this NX Wing. We can use it with PC. It's got a really nice programming section, so we're not going to need the NXK with any of these setups. Really nice big encoder wheels, built-in screen for recording stuff, for switching between your parameter groups. Really awesome. Then we've got 10 non-motorized faders, 10 F keys, Grandmaster, that's separate from all that. 4 DMX outputs, and a 64 universe Onyx license. Okay, so now if you need more output, an NX Wing is like a great option if you still want to go PC. And you can continue to add to this. So now we can do NX Wing and NXP. We can do NX Wing and multiple NXPs if you want a lot of faders. We can do NX Wings and NX Touches. We can do NX Wings, NX Touches, and NXPs. Okay? All of those are options. What about NX1 and NX Wing? Okay? The official word that we're getting, and I haven't tested it yet, is that you're not going to grab an NX1 and hook up an NX Wing directly. It's not really what it was designed to do. And I know all of this is not fitting on my table in the least, but we'll attempt. Okay, so that is not going to be supported. Just pull this desk lamp out of here. That's not going to be supported, but we can still do NX Wing with a PC and NX1. We can do NX Touch with an NX1. Now we've doubled the faders and playbacks for like laughably small amounts of money, okay? We can do all of these together. These 3 can hook direct to the NX1. This one's going to be networked to a PC, the NX Wing, but now we have 64 universes of output with the PC doing output, and we've effectively now got a full backup for the first 8 universes on the NX1, okay? So at the end of the day, I know I haven't done every combination under the sun, but it's really stinking cool that you can go ahead. And this is just NX1 and PC setups. We can do the same thing. Any of these, the NXP, NX Touch, NX1, NX Wing, can all technically work with any of the Onyx consoles. So if you have an NX2, you can network it to a PC, hook up an NX Wing. You can NX Wing, straight USB, NXP, no PC required. NX2, NX Touch, NXP. All 3. Or just NX2, NX Touch. Same thing with the NX4. You can do NX4 with an NX1. Network them together, primary backup, secondary set of faders, works completely independently. Or you can do primary backup, have them on the same banks of faders so they're always changing together. Okay? So as you can probably see, with Onyx and with all the hardware options they now have available, there are so many different ways that you can go ahead and build a rig that has the programming and playback attributes that you desire. If you like a lot of keys, you can get a lot of keys. If you like a lot of faders, you can get a lot of faders. If you want more faders but less money, you can get a lot of touches, right? If you need more output, you can add a wing. If you like the bigger encoders, you can add a wing or an NX2 or an NX4. There are so many options, and that's what we love about Onyx here at Learn Stage Lighting. Not only is it a great software that can do a lot of great things and isn't all that difficult to learn when you think about all the professional lighting softwares out there, it also is just so stinking versatile into all of the different ways that you can set up a rig to fit your needs, not the needs of what the console company thought you needed, but your exact needs. So if this helped you and you're like, okay, now I know what Onyx hardware I need, at least for control surface, we're your Onyx place, man. We are Onyx dealers at Learn Stage Lighting and Learn Stage Lighting Gear, and we would love to help get you whatever hardware you need in your hands. So head over to Learn Stage Lighting Gear. You can check out all the Onyx hardware, and if you do ask us for a quote, not only can we help get it into your hands, as we are Onyx dealers, but we can bundle in training through Learn Stage Lighting Labs, as we are the people that teach Onyx a lot. We would love to help you learn it as well. Even if you already use Onyx, you'll get some new tricks. Thanks so much for watching. Check out the links below and be sure to subscribe. We'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks.